I have been very bored. I've been very bored in Raid Shadow Legends, guys, and I figured let's talk about it because I'm thinking a lot of other people are probably bored right now as well. So, if you don't know, I'm coming up on nearly 4 months back in the game. I'm on day 113, 3.5 months or so, closer to four. And I mention that specifically because it's not the beginning of the game for me anymore. And this is the first time we've been like in between events or fusions or anything since I've returned that I'm like, dang, there is nothing interesting to do. And my account is old enough now that I can't just quickly focus on something and clear something new and progress whenever I want at a given moment when I do have those moments when there's no event or fusion to do. So I figure let's talk about the boredom. Let's talk about how to make the most of it, enjoy the game more, be more efficient, maybe play the game a little less, and break it all down. Because let me know in the comments if you're like me, but the past, I don't know what it's been, 6 days, 7 days have been boring as hell. And we have dates now about when the new Chaos event is starting and when the new Fusion is starting. And it's not for a few more days to a week. So the boredom shall continue. So let's unpack all of this. Let's have a chat about it. And on top of that, I know certain viewers are often interested as to how I'm progressing in my account. And this feels like this boredom moment, this lull, a good moment to give you a little tour. It won't be such a deep dive, but you get to see what I've been working on and where I am at. So let's talk about the boredom, guys. The Ishyama Fusion ended. Dang, when did Ishyama end? A week ago? 10 days ago? It feels like a month ago. I feel like I haven't done anything that interesting in the game for a hot second now. We did have the Lydia event, and I went ballistic. Is it still available here for me to show you guys? I popped off. I put up like 38,000 points, I do believe. No, it's no longer here, but take my word for it. I did. It was very, very, very good. I was at one point worried people might make a run at me, but they did not. And you can see there is my 5-star Lydia. For a second, I didn't see her, and I was like, holy crap. But that was pretty sweet. So that's been the big success since I last had a check-in on my account. 38,000 points in the champ training was a lot, but it could have been so much worse. You might notice my Lydia Soul's 5 stars. It's a 5-star perfect soul as opposed to a 6-star because my account I only just hit level 70. I know some people at the higher levels, I don't know when that started, frankly, but some people were getting 6 stars. I saw Boozer put up like 100,000 points. Bravo, my friend. That is nuts. On top of that, there was also the Ishyama Fusion. And right at the end of the Ishyama Fusion, there was a champ chase. And this I'll put a picture up of right now. There was a champ chase that I was winning for a long time. And at the last second, it was like 3:15 a.m. my time. I stayed up and someone started pushing and we went back and forth. I unloaded all of my frag fusions I had saved, and I thought that was enough. I was up by like 300 with 10 seconds left, but you guys know these tournaments update slowly, and to this day, like 2 weeks later, or however long it's been, I can't stop thinking about how pissed I am because you'll see in the picture I lost by, what was it, 210 points or something? You're looking at the picture now. Less than an epic. So at one point, I had my finger on my Ancients for a 10 pull. You can see I haven't pulled Ancients in forever. And I didn't do it. Likely I would have hit an epic, and I would have won the Ishyama Soul. And it really does hurt because, of course, I'm not like free to play, but because I have a very strict budget, I'm still very much balling on the budget. We'll do an April and May budget breakdown now that May's ending, so that will come this weekend probably. Otherwise, it will come the very beginning of next week. But yeah, I'm very strict on my budget still. And frankly, Ishyama, I still think is pretty good, but he's just not special without the soul. Like, I just don't think it's enough, you know? I think that 5-star soul would have really made an enormous difference. Like a truly, truly an enormous difference. And now we just don't get it. What was I leaning towards, just so I can tell you guys? I was thinking Nature's Wrath would have been pretty beautiful on him. Just because he's going to put out a ton of debuffs from the A2 and they're going to be guaranteed. Maybe we do a crushing Ren kind of thing. I mean, he was going to pop off, and now he's just like, it's good because I still need help in Shadowkin. I'm actually stuck on the boss on stage 21. We'll talk about faction wars in a minute. But yeah, so I focus on the Lydia champ training tournament. Let me know, by the way, guys, if you won the Ishyama Soul in the champ chase, or if you won the Lydia Soul. And, oh, quick aside, it's not like I wanted to win. I was going way out of my way to win the Ishyama Soul. Back then, I still thought we were going to get some kind of soul event. I've learned that's not coming now. I just was so lucky. If you didn't catch my summons, go check my Void summons from a week or two ago and my Prism summons. It's my luckiest summons in Raid probably ever. So I just had a ton of points, and I had huge leads. So then I kind of fell in love with the idea of winning. And I unloaded. I had a Broadma saved. I did my Ishyama and I did my Udex Artor, which sucked. That was points I'd been saving for a while. I guess not the Ishyama, but the Artor and certainly the Broadma I'd been saving for a while. But yeah, I mentioned those two things because that's the most exciting recent stuff that's happened. As I say it, like, was this a week ago? I don't know. It literally feels like 3 weeks ago because since then, I have just been, trying to stay on top of it because I want to be a good content creator and be on top of the game. But it gets hard to log in when there's just nothing fun to do. And we do have a bunch of fun stuff coming. But I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Polarium could have already started the new Dwarf Fusion. I'm going to cover that in my video tomorrow. He looks amazing. You know, if you're watching this video, if you made it, whatever, 6 minutes in the video, I'm going for that fusion. First off, he's awesome. You'll hear about that tomorrow. But he's a dwarf, and I love dwarfs. I love dwarfs. So of course I'm going to go for him. And I actually don't have a good force nuker besides, I guess, like Neldor. Who's not that good. He's better as a debuffer. So he's such a must-have for my account. So that'll be fun. But when I'm saying let's call a spade, Polarium could have started that on Monday this week. They could have started a couple days ago. And it also would have given us some breathing room and less overlap between that and the new event dungeon opening and the new Chaos event. But obviously that's not in their interests. They want to stretch us thin and have us make a bunch of decisions. So hopefully we make wrong decisions and people go swipey. So there you go. If you don't want to go swipey and you want to get more free stuff, use my link in the description, top and comment. It is the best download link in Raid right now. It honestly is. But yeah, so that's been scratching at my head. If you don't know the new Dwarf Fusion, he's going to be a force attack-based nuker. Again, I'm covering this tomorrow, but that is starting Thursday, the 5th of June. So at the time of filming this, that is 8 days from now. And then almost certainly next week, I believe I've been hearing June 2nd, but certainly that first week of June, we're getting the new event dungeon and the new events. It should be really fun, but it's like, dang, what a weird lull leading up to that. But yeah, so what have I been doing? Number one thing I've been doing, we'll do a little tour of the account. This is a good way to combat the boredom, right? First things first, my clan boss team is getting very good. I am an easy 2-key on UNM now for Affinity, and for Void, it's an easy 3-key. And I will tell you, I'm putting up some pretty monster numbers in Nightmare and Brutal. Like, there were times where I couldn't 1-key Nightmare, and now we're doing 62K. So if you want to get a sense of the team, this is, I'll swap people out here and there, but this is the general team. And part of the reason my team's gotten better is because of this lull. I've leaned into it, and I've been farming out masteries that I've been waiting on for a while. Here you go, 78.7 for my Brutal. I mean, who really cares about Brutal? But, I was stuck 30 to 40 million before I, kind of got my act together and built out the masteries for Brogni and for Neve over here. Really has been a game changer. And I'll even show you this. So this, I had to do a stupid advanced quest, use a rare in your team. And I didn't realize it until right before reset. But even this, manualing it with my Kale, and I quit out of the banner early because reset was about to happen. This was like, and only manualing the last bit, but 32 million. We probably would have had about 35 million if I didn't quit out of the battle a little early. But even that, right, that's getting towards a 2-key on a bad affinity with Kale. And I've gotten as high as 49 million on Spirit and 45 million on Force and Magic. So that's been a really cool development. And that'd be my first, not that this is like a guide, but a little tip. When there's nothing to do, there's no better use of your time than masteries. I think masteries, this is like an evergreen resource. You never have to worry about like, oh, am I doing it at a suboptimal moment? Because there'll never be a masteries Minotaur tournament or an event. The only synergy you'll ever find is CVC, but I don't think that's worth timing your mastery farming. If it lines up, it lines up, but otherwise do that. The other thing, I've pushed my Iron Twins, so I think I've beaten Iron Twins 15 in every affinity now as of yesterday. So I just hadn't really done it. I'm privileged to have, obviously, Geomancer, who's completely broken, best epic in the game, especially for this. And then I've got Neve. So Neve is just phenomenal. I will say, if you don't know, Neve's passive, at the start of every round, you get block damage on everyone for 1 turn. But then every time with no cooldown, every skill that knocks her under 50% health, she'll put out an AoE block damage. However, it's very bugged in Iron Twins. I had a whole fight where it didn't trigger once, and she constantly was going up to 70 or 80 or 90% HP, and obviously going back under half. But when it's triggering, which is most of the time, and it's not bugged, it's phenomenal. If I was a content creator in Raid with more clout, as I am in my other game, I would make a big video talking about how they have to fix it. But I think it would fall on deaf ears from our little baby channel here for now. But if you know a big content creator, tell them Neve's passive is broken for certain boss content. It just doesn't trigger. And then the same fight at the same moment, another time it does trigger. So very strange. But overall, she's the best character on my account right now. It's not close. She's completely elevated everything. I mean, I guess we're talking PvP. It's Fabian. Alice is obviously amazing. But finally getting Neve's masteries filled out and stuff. This is her mastery tree in case you have her and you're interested in how I'm using her. She's a goddamn revelation. I mean, what do you want me to say? Even in PvP, right? Like all these times where I lose the speed battle and used to lose, I win half the time now because I get the block damage up. So especially in live arena, if they didn't pick the right person with some kind of buff steal or some kind of strip, like I'm kind of cooking. So we win a lot more now. My live arena win rate used to be maybe 50-50. Now it's probably 60-40. Doesn't sound like much, but it is a difference. Maybe 65%. But yeah, so Neve has just been a total superstar. The other focus has been, you guys, if you've been keeping up with the channel, you know I haven't been rushing the Arbiter missions at all because I don't know. Maybe I should have, but I hate the way the stupid keeps align. I had one point where it was either 4 or 5 straight weeks where I forgot to do my void keep at the right moment, and I just kept throwing off my cycling. However, we will finish it tomorrow. So that's what I did today, actually, while I was editing other videos and playing my other games. I was just running, like, you had to do 10 battles of Dragon, or 10 battles of Ice Golem, then Dragon, then Fire Knight, then Spider, all at stage 20. I finally sat down and did it. So this will be 3 keys. So I'll do a normal, I'll probably put up a big UNM key because I had that smaller key with Kale. So I'll put up at least probably 45 million, even though it's Force Affinity. I'll keep redoing it to make sure because I want to be 2 keying my Ultra Nightmare. And then we'll throw 1 key at Nightmare, and that will easily get us 100 million. I will say I'm not going to claim Arbiter right away. I think I'll try to wait for the Champ Chase and the Fusion. I want to see what the schedule is. Otherwise, I'll just rip it during the CVC that we're going to get on Tuesday. But it is a personal reward CVC. I'll probably claim her for the CVC, right? Because she'll be a new Void Legendary, which I believe is 35,000. I'm definitely going to do it during the personal rewards. I take it all back. Absolutely, we're going to do it during the personal rewards. Speaking, though, of getting ready for Champ Chases, this is another thing you guys can do that I'm working on right now. I finally have enough Voids after my last Void session. I was pretty lucky. I got a Marantine Skeleton, who was the last one I was missing. So now I'm going to make Weirgren. So that will be another, that'll be 350 points. And then I should be able to, if I get desperate, we'll see what the Champ Chase looks like. I should be able to do a couple Rosin Epics if we need extra points. So as sad as I am that I had to fuse my Ishyama early and my Ardor early and my Broadmaw early, at least we're ready there. And I'll tell you one more thing. Anyone that's ever kept up with my stuff in other games, or certainly anyone, and shout out, say something in the comments if it's you, anyone that kept up with me during my first ever content 2021 when I covered Raid on my other channel, I am such a hoarder. So you can see I've been hoarding. I don't pull anything, right? Unless it's going to directly benefit me in some special moment or there's like some special event that seems worth it, I'll never pull anything. So you can see we're up to 12 Sacreds now, which is pretty crazy. I believe only 3 of these were pay to win, maybe even 2. We've really been saving them up. And we're almost at 100 Ancients, which I could probably count on one hand how many times in my Raid Shadow Legends career I've had 100 Ancients, because typically I'm totally free to play. But yeah, all this stuff's basically saved up free to play, right? And I'll tell you, everyone tells you, this is the least hot take of all time, that the most important thing in this game is getting to Ultra Nightmare and getting this chest. And now that I've been doing it for about 2 weeks, I was 3 keying it, now we're 2 keying it. It's the truest thing of all time. I think I had it dropped in the entire first 100 days or 95 days before this, before I moved on to Ultra Nightmare. Maybe I dropped 2 or 3 Sacreds ever. Definitely not more than 3 from the ultimate chest over here, the top chest in Nightmare. I've been getting the top chest in Nightmare for months, since maybe month 1 we've been getting it, month 1 or 2. We've been getting it for well over 50 days, and I got like 2 or 3 ever. I believe I've gotten 3 in the past 10 days. Obviously that's lucky, but I mean, it's just night and day. And the legendary skill tomes as well. Of course I hoard those, but you'll see that stockpile just continues to grow. We also were placing very high in tournaments, as I mentioned. So we're back up to 13 over there, even though we nearly maxed Brogni. Who else do we do? We just maxed out Neve fully. Is there anyone else I recently invested in? No, we already had Molly going. We already had Fabian. We already had that. But yeah, basically 2 full new investments. But probably I'm not going to. I've been wanting to do Wukong for a while. I probably won't do it until the new Fusion is in hand. But I'll tell you, the new Fusion's only 10 books. So I'm already kind of there. So maybe we'll start putting some into Wukong. I know people don't really love booking for damage, but 30% extra damage from his A2, 20% extra from the A3. I would notice that difference in a lot of content. And obviously, I lean pretty hard on Wukong for certain things. I think that kind of takes you up to speed on my account. The only other thing is just to take this home with the conclusion. You can still have fun in Raid, but you can kind of get by my tone. I'll show you Faction Wars after this, but you can kind of get by my tone. There's just like, you don't have to play as much, and it's boring. So or when I'm playing very passively, right? It's not high effort stuff. My diamonds dropped down to 6,200. I've been stockpiling these as well. That was because I used about 2,000 diamonds during the champ training tournament for the Lydia Soul, and I already got it back. Part of that's because I bought a new gem pass and you get the 250 at the beginning, but just doing that and doing the events, you grind it back up, baby. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I've just been taking it pretty easy. I'm not doing any extra energy expenditure, so it's not much, but you'll see, like, I have a couple pots here now, 3. So we're sitting on it. We're waiting. We're going to be in pretty good shape. Let me show you the Faction Wars, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Faction Wars going pretty well. We just had Sylvan Watcher. It just changed at reset, and I got it to 60 stars. The only reason it's not 63 is I just didn't have enough keys. Neve is insane. Creodin is insane. And then I have a 6-star Diana as well, Gloom Piercer. So this is a guaranteed 63. Shadowkin I actually did stall out. I tried for hours. I even had friends helping me. Shout out to Moodman and to Rajan. They thought they could take a crack at it. All of us were able to get this down to like 10-20%, but no one could make it the whole way. I'm struggling there without a reviver, so that'll come soon enough. But yeah, I'm stuck there. Dwarves has been beaten for a while. Sacred Order beat it instantaneously as soon as I got Udex Artor. And then everything else, I made a big list. If you guys want that, I could do a whole video on it, but I made a whole spreadsheet on my priorities. But yeah, there's like some pretty easy ones that I'm definitely going to get, like Orcs I will definitely get. High Elves, the second we get Arbiter, we'll do it on our sleep. We could probably already do it now. But then there's ones like Bannerlords, I'm feeling kind of screwed. Barbarians, my Demon Spawn are looking terrible. So we'll see. I think Lizardmen I can finesse. Night Rev is going to be sweaty. So the goal, I'll tell you, my goal of Lydia within 180 days looks really, really good. But it is going to be, I think, a little contingent upon what we pull. But anyway, guys, that's basically it. Big conclusion, when the game gets boring, just play less. Play the efficient things that you usually have to skip out on. That's at least what I've been doing, just because it's like, yeah, I can't find time to do Minotaur because I got to do this fusion. When you don't got to do that fusion or do that event or do that fun tournament, do those things that are just going to really progress your account, and then just play less. Like, honestly, like for me, I like staying on top of my live arena and my tag team, but if you don't, just don't do it, right? Like, take your foot off the gas, especially if it's a hard fusion and you're feeling a little worn out. I think the reason I've been particularly bored right now is because the Ishyama Fusion wasn't hard. I ended up pulling, I had like extra fragments by the end. I mean, does that show here? It should, right? I mean, it was just, we got 15 extra fragments just because the events were good and my pulls were lucky. So it just, and I won tournaments. I won multiple tournaments, or at least placed top 2 in those 2 tournaments. So I won that champ training tournament during Ishyama just to be safe. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like but it's a frag fusion. It was probably easy for all of you guys too, right? Like if we were coming out of the Fabian fusion, I would be relishing this boring week. But the games just felt boring for like a month. Let's be honest. The Ishyama event was just easy. I think for some people maybe not, but I think the majority of players, it's easier than most, right? So yeah, take your foot off the gas and do maintenance, do the things you've been neglecting, and enjoy it. Hopefully things turn around. I've been anticipating this event dungeon more than anything. I did farm the event dungeon as well as I could, I think, when I started, but it was only open for like my first 2 weeks of this game, maybe 3 weeks. So it just wasn't enough. You can see my pinpoint super, super limited. So pretty dang excited for that. I'm going to go pretty ham. That's what these diamonds are for, baby. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, thoughts, whatever, let me know in the comments of this video. Share with your mother. Make sure you are subscribed. Remember, if you want to start a new account, you're new to Raid, you want to start fresh or whatever, a free-to-play account, use my link, description, top, and comment. It is the bomb. Thank you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.